Live from the Grenadian capital, this is the GBN television news. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines comes to you compliments Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
But when you need someone to help you to your feet, I'll be that beacon to your highest peak. Oh, I'll be right next to you, no, I will never leave. Come on, take my hands, we got everything we need. Cause you can look to me whenever you're in need. Just call on me and I'll be on my way. I'll be by your side, never to divide. The light that shines our way. Wherever you road leads, we'll be right there with you. Wherever you road leads, we'll make your dreams come true. Nexa, 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 right next to you.
Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
This is Network News for Thursday, January 26, 2023. In the headlines, Health Minister confirms investigations of allegations of negligence at the General Hospital. Labour Minister to intervene in King co-workers dispute. Government to rethink its original plan after admitting some funding may be lost for the Western Main Road project. In around the globe regionally, the U.S. grants Trinidad and Tobago license to develop gas field. Internationally, Florida sees alarming rise in boatloads of migrants. Plus in the sports news, Grenada Olympic Committee to host National Sports Award ceremony on Saturday. Good evening, I'm Kenroy, Baptiste here at Television Center at the Grenada Broadcasting Network. We'll bring you the details right after this.
The first segment of the news comes to you compliments Soft Weave Bathroom Tissue.
Have you heard about the new Soft Weave bathroom tissue with total hygiene? As hygiene and safety have taken center stage, our bathroom tissue is now manufactured with 3 different technologies to offer the best protection for you and your family. UVC light technology for a safe and effective disinfection process, eliminating 99.9% of microorganisms. Also, production at high temperatures, killing all types of germs and bacteria. And it's pH controlled with delicate fibers to prevent irritation for even sensitive skin. Soft Weave Total Hygiene Bathroom Tissue, available in supermarkets and shops island-wide. Visit Soft Weave Caribbean Facebook or Instagram pages for more information.
Thanks for joining us. Grenada's health sector is plagued with many challenges, including allegations of negligence. The health minister says they are investigating reports brought forward by aggrieved families. Rena Pett-Thomas spoke with Minister Jonathan Lecret.
Over the past few months, many bereaved families have used the social media platforms to accuse health practitioners and workers at the General Hospital of negligence, claiming that this led to the passing of their loved ones. GBN spoke to Minister for Health Jonathan Lecret on the matter. Though unable to reveal much information, he indicated that there is an ongoing investigation into recent deaths and accusations made.
From our perspective as a health sector, we won't be able to give detailed information, but an investigation is one of the processes that is taken up as a result of the death that occurred. The parents of the bereaved, they also have an opportunity to go through the process and the protocol and to seek some redress from the hospital, and an investigation is definitely one of the processes that we have at the General Hospital.
While this is so, the minister explains that there is a protocol that needs to be followed by the managing body of the hospital, which may involve the affected families. He outlined these protocols.
To be quite honest with you, whenever incidents like these occur, a morbid mortality meeting is convened together with the team, as well as members outside of the team, including nursing. And shortfalls or pitfalls are spoken of, as well as recommendations moving forward. And absolutely necessary, family members are also called in, and the meeting is held with them as it relates to what has happened and what kind of redress we can give to them at that particular point in time. So yes, there is a protocol and there is a process.
The minister promised to provide more information to the media after the completion of the investigation. He told GBN that while there is room for improvement in his ministry, he is confident that workers in the health sector aim to provide the best healthcare service for all. For GBN News, I am Rena Pett Thomas reporting.
Is it a case of inexperience or just an overzealous youth minister? Is it a case in which everything must go through him first? These questions have arisen following invitations to tender for a community project in St. George Northeast by Member of Parliament Ron Redhead. On Monday, a bulletin was posted on the Facebook page of Member of Parliament for St. George Northeast Ron Redhead, inviting individuals to submit proposals for the completion of the Willis basketball court upgrade. The poster indicated that proposals should be sent to the constituency office. It also indicated that interested individuals could send their proposals via Mr. Redhead's email address. Some have been questioning whether this is in keeping with statutory rules. My colleague Nisha Paul has been seeking answers.
Why are contracts being channeled through the parliamentary office? We're seeing a flyer circulating on Facebook calling for trying to contract the services needed, I think, for the Willis basketball courts. It says it's contracting the services needed for the Willis basketball courts. You can contact the telephone number for more information. Circulating on Facebook.
Well, I think you see the perplexed look on each of our faces. I am not aware of that. I suspect none of my colleagues here are aware of that. So I think you may have to give us greater context for us to understand. As far as I'm aware, there is no procuring of contract services through parliamentary offices. There are employees who work in the parliamentary office on behalf of the parliamentarian. They don't have any resources to procure any services. Any procurement is done by the ministries.
On December 4th, a similar advertisement was featured on Mr. Redhead's Facebook profile, at that time calling for proposals to upgrade the Vendome Community Center and playing field draining system. That facility is also located in his constituency, and interested persons were advised to send applications to the St. George's Northeast Constituency Office email address or to his government email. In the last 24 hours, a Facebook Messenger thread appeared in the public domain in which an individual is thought to be lobbying for a public infrastructure project with a stated preference for someone within the constituency to land the job. During Tuesday's press briefing, the Prime Minister was asked about the post inviting tenders, which was shared on the Facebook page of the Government Information Service.
You said it's on Facebook, so...
Yes, I have it. I have it here.
But being on Facebook doesn't mean it's accurate. I was hesitant to say so. I thought I was self-evident by now. But, so I'm not aware of it. The MP for St. George Northeast is not here. But I certainly will inquire of him, and if some response or explanation needs to be provided, I'll ask him to communicate with you.
As discussions focus on what should be proper procedures for public works projects, attention has been brought to the perception that Ron Redhead's approach follows on from an age-old storybook. Some have homed in on comments made by the parliamentary representative for St. Andrew Northeast, Kate Lewis-Peters, during an event following last June elections.
I am the elected representative, and anything that is going through St. Andrew Northeast must come through me. It must come through me.
The Prime Minister promised to have the Honourable Redhead reach out to us after a conversation with him, but up to the time of filing this report, we have not heard from him. For GBN News, I am Nisha Paul.
Grenada's Commissioner of Police says there is an active and a vibrant firearm market in the Caribbean region, which she believes has the potential to corrupt public officials. Nisha Peters looks at the issue of guns and ammunition, discussed on GBN's Beyond the Headlines.
The trend in gun crimes is having a significant negative impact on different aspects of life in a number of Caribbean territories. Economic development is usually impeded by the insecurities associated with high levels of violence. This problem is, however, compounded by increasing access to firearms. During last Monday's Beyond the Headlines, the growing concern was delved into with some of the region's experts within the law enforcement field. Regional security expert Gavin Hira is of the belief that there is a joint participation in the legal importation of the guns.
There are agents who have been touched by corrosion and are now facilitating clearances, containers, paperwork and systems. There are agents within the port security, the airport security, loading, offloading truck drivers who are aware of all of this. So there's a criminal network of an OCG, an organized crime group. The proliferation of arms and ammunition is the product. But yes, it has a customer. There's an interest. There's an attraction. There's somebody who wants to purchase this product, but there are various layers that are playing a part in this illegal trade.
During the last decade to the present, a number of Caribbean countries have experienced fairly high and steadily increasing incidents of gun use in the commission of violent crimes. This former Commissioner of Police of Trinidad and Tobago, Gary Griffith, says is not limited to only men, and measures are needed to help curb the problem.
Females now acting as the front, so they are gang. There will be women in gangs, and they will be in the front to transport drugs, transport illegal weapons. So if there's a roadblock, they hope that because of who they are, that they will not be thoroughly searched. So we do have these type of clandestine operatives that are part of the gangs. But as when it pertains to those who actually pull the trigger, on most occasions it would be the young men. But again, there are ways that we can fight it. The same way that Garvin mentioned that the gangs have and the criminals, they have some type of sophistication. We do as well. There's technology that can be accessible, and it should be distributed throughout the Caribbean.
Edwin Martin, Commissioner of Police of the Royal Grenada Police Force, says that there is an active and vibrant firearm market thriving in the Caribbean region, which he believes has the potential to corrupt public officials.
We have, in identifying this as the peripheral problem of the transnational organized crime Garvin alluded to, we created our most critical tool being a SIC, which is a Strategic Criminal Intelligence Cell. That unit brings together Customs, Special Branch, Drug Squad, CID, FIU to work together to identify where are the common threats existing in these respective entities, and we start joint targeting. All of these departments contribute to forming a task force to jointly target individuals.
For GBN News, I am Nisha Peters.
Now, the Office of the Integrity Commission received a declaration of assets, income, and liabilities from Opposition Leader Dr. Keith Mitchell and 8 other members of Parliament on Thursday, January 26. In accordance with the Integrity in Public Life Act No. 24 of 2013, the Commission issued notices to 14 members of Parliament from both the upper and lower houses, providing them with a date for filing as well as detailed information on the filing process. The other members of Parliament filing declarations on Thursday are Dr. Clarice Modeste Cohen, Delma Thomas, Emmeline Pear, as well as Senators Katisha Douglas, Nolan Cox, Neelan Franklin, Mondi Andrea Lewis, Salim Rahman, and Roderick St. Clair. Receiving the declarations on behalf of the Commission were Chairman Lady Anande Trotman Joseph and Commissioner Justin Campbell. We can tell you too, the Office of the Integrity Commission received requests for extensions from 3 parliamentarians. One member of Parliament did not show up to file declarations and did not request an extension. The story to report: representatives from the Bank and General Workers Union, bargaining agent for 4 units of Kenroy workers, and management representatives of Kenroy will meet with the Labour Commissioner, Valerie Thomas, with a view to coming up with a resolution. GBN spoke with Bank and General Workers Union President General Justin Mitchell, who gave us this update.
The union certainly looks forward to be present at a meeting tomorrow at the Ministry of Labor, that's tomorrow, the 27th of January, on the invitation of the Labor Commissioner, that both sides would be present. We are looking forward, we are hopeful that we can have an amicable settlement to this matter. And so we really hope that good sense would prevail.
27 full-time workers at Kenroy are prevented from working as full-time sugarcane harvesters. Kenroy Limited announced changes made to the employment of its sugarcane harvesters as the company restructures to address its needs for the 2023 harvest season, which is expected to run from January 30 to the end of October 2023. The union is condemning the actions of the management of Kenroy.
Today, the company has given no indication, absolutely no indication to the union that they are willing to change their position. The BGWU maintains that the union submitted a proposal for negotiation for a collective agreement, and that was done on December the 6th, 2022, which included working terms and conditions for the workers. Management attempts, may I say again, management attempts to sever the workers' contractual arrangement and replace it with new terms and conditions unilaterally during a negotiating cycle will set a dangerous precedent, not just for the labor movement, but for every single employee, whether you're unionized or not in this country.
This is Network News. Still ahead from us, some funding may be lost for the Western Main Road project. Government rethinking its original plan. We'll talk about that. Stay with us.
Building or renovating your home or business? Why not use clean, renewable energy? Install solar panels to power your home and office and see your energy costs go down and your savings go up. Using renewable solar-powered energy protects our environment, reduces our carbon footprint, and slows the devastating impact of climate change. Republic Bank can help to finance construction and renovations that make use of renewable energy. Visit any Republic Bank branch and ask about renewable energy financing options today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Paging all Grenadians at home and in the diaspora to be part of the journey to 50, reflecting on the past, planning for the future as we get ready to celebrate our 49th anniversary of independence. Tuesday, February 7th, 2023. Events to be observed for our 49th anniversary of independence include table tennis tournament at the CSA building, February 3rd and February 4th. Independence Calypso Finals, Sutter's Bus Terminal, 8 p.m. February 3rd, February 4th. Open water swimming competition, Grand Mall Beach at 9 a.m. and beach tennis at Grandans Beach from 11 a.m. Also the Independence Boxing Tournament, February 4th, 8 p.m. at the Youth Center. National Independence Church Service, Grenada Trade Center, Sunday, February 5th, 3 p.m. National Colors Day, the Inter-Ministerial Display, and the 49 Cultural Extravaganza, 7 p.m. at the Granville Bus Terminal. February 6th, then the Made in Grenada Expo, Military Parade and Rally, 10 a.m. at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium. Tuesday, February 7th, happy 49th, Grenada.
I want you folks to play these 3 games from the NLA. Daily pick 3 cash flow and play with. You will be supporting sports and culture, nation building and our future. So go out and play, folks, make it a must. You will see what the National Lottery is doing for us. When you play pick 3 cash flow and play with, the NLA will support you all the way.
Starting September 30th, Monday to Friday, these 3 games will be drawn mid-morning, 9:45 a.m., midday, 12:45 p.m., and evenings, 7:45 p.m. The National Lotteries, supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
Sunday money.
Bingo! Ladies and gentlemen, we say thank you for playing Megapulse Promotions Bingo. So, on Sunday, January 29th, 2023, from 5 p.m. at the National Stadium, we say it's appreciation time. Get ready to win $50,000 in cash. Yes, $50,000 in cash to be won. And hear this, tickets are only $20. Plus, the first 1,000 persons get a complimentary drink. Whoa! Now that's how we say thank you. Bingo fans, see you on January 29th at the National Stadium. As we say, it's appreciation time.
Ridgeway Residences, a modern, exclusive residential community offered by Ariza. Purchase one of our completely built houses or let us build for you by simply choosing your lot, choosing your home design from our selection, and let us do the rest. Owning a home does not have to be a frustrating process. Information, contact Ariza Credit Union on 415-0994 or send us an email on info@ridgewayresidences.gd. Ridgeway Residences, hassle-free home ownership.
Grenada, it's our 49th independence celebrations. It's not just about reflecting on the past, but charting the way forward for national development, improving lives and livelihoods, and embracing our mission for visible transformation. That time is now, and the vision is for everyone. It's about our civic responsibility. From Saturday 20th January to 5th February, we joined the National Celebrations Committee for cleanup and beautification projects island-wide in the following communities. St. Andrew Southeast, January 28, in front of Marquis Hard Court. St. Andrew Southwest, January 28, Munich Junction and School Gap and Carlton Junction. St. Andrew Northeast, January 28, La Poterie Junction, Tivoli Junction, Moya Junction, and Paradise Junction near Seamoon Roundabout. St. Andrew Northwest, Birch Grove Junction. St. David, January 28th and January 29th. Major junctions include Latant, Pomrose, Malmont, Roucaine, Bellevue, Coles Gap, Corinth, Redgate, Westerhall Point, and Penmata. Town of St. George, January 29th, the alley between Halifax Street and Melville Street. February 5th, behind the bus terminus. St. George Northeast, Willis Playing Field, Willis Medical Station, and Tempe. St. George South, February 4th and February 5th. Carlish Junction to the top of Carlist Hill, Coffee Bow and Stones, Pandy Beach, Mount Hartman and the entrance of Lansapines, Montu, Plainfield and Main Road, Woburn Mangrove and the area surrounding Calavini Community Center. St. Patrick East, January 28th, La Fortune Junction to Riversally Junction, and Hermitage. It's about national pride, a people zealous for the love for this country and its greater good. Over 30 community groups have been empowered with executing this independence cleanup and beautification campaign targeted at litter prevention, protection of the environment, and public health, while fostering a deeper commitment to community spirit. Who will emerge as the best village depicting the true spirit of independence? Support community development by participating in this national cleanup and beautification venture. There is a role for everyone. Give of your time for community cleanup or beautification. If you can't be there physically, support by providing cleanup tools and safety equipment. Be creative and provide decorations depicting these celebrations. Refreshments and transportation are also welcomed. To register your support, contact the Ministry of Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation at 435-8665. Grenada, it's the start. Let's do our part.
You ate well, drank and indulged, laughed and had so much fun for the festive season. But now it's time. It's time for some serious detox business at Nirvana Detox Center and Natural Health Store. Start the year right with your health as a priority. Cleanse and flush your blood, liver and kidneys with quality herbs and supplements. Purchase one of our detox combo packs starting from $100. Purchase a full body detox pack starting from $500. Get 10% off on colonic irrigation. Get a chance to win a free colonic irrigation treatment and product coupons with every purchase. We are located in Grandin, minutes before the Food Fair Shopping Center, immediately opposite the old Capital Bank building in the Regency Commercial Suites. Give us a call at 231-6642 or 418-7115 or visit nirvana.gd for more info. It's time for some serious detox business at Nirvana Detox Center and Natural Health Store. We know real body care. This offer is valid until March 31st, 2023. Terms and conditions apply.
Affordable quality products delivered to you via Superb Service. We are Superb Distributors, wholesalers and authorized agents for trusted products you know and love, like Rika Juices, Pure Heaven products, Bibin diapers, New Bright laundry detergent, Allegra pasta, and more.
Contact Superb Distributors at 435-2948 for superb quality and service.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
Building or renovating your home or business? Why not use clean, renewable energy? Install solar panels to power your home and office and see your energy costs go down and your savings go up. Using renewable solar-powered energy protects our environment, reduces our carbon footprint, and slows the devastating impact of climate change. Republic Bank can help to finance construction and renovations that make use of renewable energy. Visit any Republic Bank branch and ask about renewable energy financing options today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Hello again, Rebecca Television Center. Work is well on the way as it relates to the completion of the Laborie Main Road. Despite public concerns about the lengthy delay in the completion of the road project, ministry officials say they are pleased with the work done so far. They're also encouraging the contractors to expedite the long-awaited completion of the project. Renaped Thomas reports.
Minister for Works Dennis Cornwell says that he is pleased to see the progress on the Laborie Main Road, which also serves Hopeville in St. George. In late August 2020, the road was closed to vehicular traffic after years of complaints by residents about the deplorable state of the road in the area. In 2022, the project was on a go-slow as contractors and the Ministry of Works had to review the details of the project. Today, Minister Cornwell visited the site to see a large portion completed.
Today we are at the stage where a large portion of this road has been paved at the moment, and we can say that we are happy to see that. It means that sooner or later we would have the area fully paved, and that the motorists that utilize this area here would have to apply their trade without much difficulties. For a number of reasons why the road was delayed. I don't want to get into details. We do encourage Hanover company company to speed up the production here, as well as we expect them to handle the other areas that have been delayed.
The project was contracted to hand over construction services based in Trinidad. Richard Mahaja, Director of Construction and Operations at Handover Construction Company, says the hope is to complete the work by April 2023.
We have put down base course on roughly 1,600 meters of road, and we have asphalt pavement on approximately 1,000 meters of this road. Concrete works of drains, retaining walls, curb and slippers are happening on the entire section. This road, Lavery, is comprised of about 2.6 kilometers, and with that we are ensuring that we expedite the works, and we are looking at completion of Lavery by April.
Philip Tellisford, MP for the area, also visited the site and expressed satisfaction with the progress. He reassured residents of the areas that they are working tirelessly to see the completion of the project.
This road has been in disrepair for a very, very long time, and so the bus drivers, residents, and so on of this area would be very, very happy to see that this road finally is being paved. I want the residents of Laborie and surrounding areas to know that we are working continuously with Hanover. When they call me, when the residents call, I immediately call Hanover and ask them to look into the matter.
For GBN News, I am Rena Pett Thomas reporting.
Government is facing a financing dilemma as it seeks to execute the Western Main Road project. Here's the report.
In 2017, under the rule of the Dr. Keith Mitchell administration, it was announced that the Western Main Road from St. George's to Victoria would be upgraded as a result of a grant from the Caribbean Development Bank, or the CDB. The CDB approved a grant of £930,000 to the Government of Grenada to prepare a feasibility study and detailed designs for the upgrade of the Western Road corridor. This was channeled through the United Kingdom Caribbean Infrastructure Partnership Fund, UKCIF. During Tuesday's media briefing, Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell informed journalists that some funding for the project might have been lost from the UKCIF.
In the meantime, yes, there's been significant changes in the world. Part of the funding for the project was in fact via the UK CIF program. The UK itself has undergone some significant economic and financial challenges, and the UK government has indicated that given its current circumstances that it may be challenged to fund the project, but it was only part funding. Part of the funding, and to a sense, the total package was coming via the Caribbean Development Bank.
Prime Minister Mitchell says cabinet members have been in discussion on ways to reduce costs.
At the cabinet level, we have asked ourselves a more profound question, which is whether the Western Main Road project, as conceived, would give us value for money. Because the original project was really meant to resurface the road and in one or two instances address the bridges where the road is narrow, where one vehicle can't pass, and to do some minor straightening. And anyhow you look at it, such a project, if we take the entire Western Main Road, is easily going to cost close to 100 million, if not more, EC dollars. And we have to ask ourselves whether if we spend $100 million to simply resurface the Western Main Road, we are in fact building infrastructure that serves our purposes for the next 30 or 40 years. Really, what we need is a road network that gets us to the north of the island in 30 minutes.
The Prime Minister explained why the Western Main Road project was not mentioned in the 2023 budget presentation.
So you would have observed that no explicit reference was made to that project in the budget, and the reason for that is because we are relooking the entire scope of the project. No doubt, work will have to be done on the Western Main Road. The bridges, for example, need to be widened so that at least two vehicles can pass. As you're aware also, we are looking at a geothermal project in St. John and St. Patrick. But from a more long-term perspective, we are looking at and exploring and having the necessary discussions to see whether or not we cannot come up with a road network that is modern, that addresses some of the concerns that we've talked about in terms of the impact of the climate change, soil erosion, land and rock slippage, as well as incursions by the sea, but that also gives us a road network that could last significantly for the next 20, 30 years.
The first part of the Western Main Road project, the Molyneux land slippage, is still underway. The Molyneux land slippage occurred after the funding was approved. Reporting for GBN News, Beverly Telesford.
Coming up in Network News, staff and students of the Riverview School celebrate International Customs Day with the division through songs and poems.
What does it take to be an amazing woman? Lots of me time. Amazing women are classy, fancy, and a little sassy. It's the drink for me. Cheers! Sometimes you've got to show them who's boss. Alpha male? Nah, alpha females are more amazing. Cheers to securing the bag. We make time for ourselves, for work, friends, and we certainly make time for passion. We're simply amazing. Amazing cream liqueur for the amazing woman in you.
A whole new level of convenience and comfort awaits you when you shop at Rise and Shine Supermarket and Hardware Supplies, Griffin Lane, Grenville. Convenient, because we are open Sunday to Sunday. We're even at your service on public holidays. Comfort, because we are easily accessible to the physically challenged. Free Wi-Fi is available while you shop, and bags come at no charge. Everyday low prices and excellent customer care. Adequate parking available. We supply everything you can possibly think of. Family and home supplies, fresh meat, vegetables, and personal care products. All brands of cooking gas at affordable prices. You can send in your order, have it pulled, or pick up express.
WeatherGuard Pro. For every project, there's only one Pro.
I want your folks to play these 3 games from the NLA. Daily pick 3 cash flow and play with. You will be supporting sports and culture, nation building and our future. So go out and play, folks, make it a must. You will see what the National Lottery is doing for us. When you play pick 3 cash flow and play with, the NLA will support you all the way.
Starting September 30th, Monday to Friday, these 3 games will be drawn mid-morning, 9:45 a.m., midday, 12:45 p.m., and evenings, 7:45 p.m. The National Lotteries, supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
Sunday money.
Welcome back. Efforts at fostering generational knowledge transfer were made today. This came with the observance of World Customs Day. Today, the Secretary General of the World Customs Organization announced that this year's International Customs Day was celebrated under the theme, Nurturing the Next Generation, promoting a culture of knowledge sharing and professional pride in customs. In keeping with the theme, the students and staff of the Riverview School celebrated International Customs Day with the division through songs and poems. They were gifted with a plaque of appreciation for their hard work and a card made by the students. The division provided the students with a snack as a means of showing appreciation to them for their initiative. The global customs community has been invited to implement the theme throughout the year and beyond and reflect on how best to support newly recruited officers, facilitate the sharing of knowledge, and heighten the sense of pride in being part of the global customs community. While International Customs Day is celebrated annually on January 26, this year the date is even more special as it marks the 70th anniversary of the World Customs Organization. Dry season in Grenada typically runs from January to May each year. Extreme drought conditions can be experienced during some dry seasons, which have the potential to cause fires. Sergeant Thaddeus Hamilton, attached to the fire department, says a number of factors contributes to the possibility of fires during the dry season.
One, we have a reduction in the amount of rainfall. Two, we have what we refer to now as the windy season, an increase in where the wind is much heavier. And also, the prevalent part is that of the reduction in rainfall. Okay. With the reduction in rainfall, the environmental conditions are conducive for bushfires, because you have the reduction in rainfall, which means the moisture in the ground is relatively low.
There is legislation that speaks to starting a fire around the home, which is especially dangerous during the dry season. Expounding on this, Sergeant Hamilton says there are several steps that need to be taken before a fire is lit.
The giving of notice to persons is one. Basically, you as the individual who intends to set the fire, you go to your neighbor and you speak to your neighbor. That's one way. We are in technological era now, so probably you might want to send a WhatsApp message. You could write the neighbor a note, and probably if you and the neighbor are not in good terms, you could get an independent person to go to him or her and inform him. Okay. Yes. Notwithstanding that that section of the law gives you authority to do so, but one must be reasonable in whatever you're doing. The law didn't speak about the reasonableness or reasonable time, but you as the person who intends to set the fire must be reasonable in your action. You must take into consideration what is happening within the area.
The legislation was put in place to prevent loss, damage, or injury. The sports news coming up. Grenada Olympic Committee to host Sports Awards ceremony on Saturday. We'll talk about that. See you in a while.
Your Gifts of Love for Cheer 2.0. Tis the season for holly jolly days at the communal. It's all about sharing the warmth of this season with those you love. Getting on this special loan, taking advantage of great interest rates with no principal payments until January 2023. Share the Gift of Love. Offer ends January 31st, 2023. Lending terms and conditions apply. Gifts of Love with Cheer.
Your prescription filled, or you require non-prescribed medication, supplements, or all your personal needs. Visit Gittins Healthcare at locations on Wall Street, Grand Anse, Victoria Street, Granville, and Central Deputy Street, Wall. Gittins Healthcare aims to provide an exceptional personalized pharmacy experience. Additionally, children under 5 and adults 55 years and over will enjoy 10% discount on purchases of $20 and over on prescription medication. Stop settling for less. Visit Gittins Healthcare, where your health is our priority.
I want you folks to play these 3 games from the NLA. Daily pick 3 cash flow and play with. You will be supporting sports and culture, nation building and our future. So go out and play, folks, make it a must. You will see what the National Lottery is doing for us. When you play pick 3 cash flow and play with, the NLA will support you all the way.
Starting September 30th, Monday to Friday, these 3 games will be drawn mid-morning, 9:45 a.m., midday, 12:45 p.m., and evenings, 7:45 p.m. The National Lotteries, supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
Sunday money day.
Sporting fans, good evening. On Saturday, 26 sports personalities will be awarded during the Grenada Olympic Committee annual Sports Awards ceremony. 11 males and 15 females will receive their honors for excellence in their respective sporting disciplines. History will be made by the Grenada Olympic Committee as former Olympian Hazelyn Regis Buckles is slated to deliver the feature address.
She'll be the first female to do the feature address. She's also the first Olympian to do the feature address. So we have two firsts in that. And we are also proud of that. From a standpoint of having females involved in sport, in every aspect of sport. And so we are proud, and it also augurs well for the coming of age of the Olympic movement in Grenada.
Hazelyn Regis Buckles, who holds many accolades throughout her outstanding track and field career, is the first Grenadian athlete to win a medal at the Pan American Games. President of the Grenada Olympic Committee, Bernard Wilson, says after a hiatus due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the committee is happy to once again share the many successes of sportsmen and women.
In highlighting the performances of our various athletes, we also think it gives those behind something to aspire towards, give them some place that they would also want to be. And this also is another reason why the annual Sports Award features very highly in the annual activities of the Grenada Olympic Association.
This year's awards will take place at Pier 57 from 7 p.m. The story to report. Trinidad and Tobago's senior men's team will face St. Martin's national senior team in a practice match at the Hazley Crawford Stadium on January 29 from 6 p.m. More in this TTT News Report.
This match will serve as part of preparations for our men's team under head coach Angus Eve as the build-up continue towards the CONCACAF Nations League fixtures away to Bahamas on March 24th and at home to Nicaragua at the Dwight York Stadium Bacalet on March 27th. Over the past few weeks, Eve has been conducting training sessions involving a squad of home-based and US-based players. In 2022, St. Martin played 6 international matches, including 3 in the CONCACAF Nations League, drawing 1-1 with St. Kitts Nevis, drawing 0-0 and losing 3-0 to Aruba. The biggest result was a 2-0 victory over Bahamas in a friendly in March 2022. Fans will be able to attend Sunday's match with admission being $40 at the gate for the covered section only.
Finally, the sports news, Jofra Archer's return, headlines and otherwise low-key one-day series in South Africa that begins a crucial year for the England men's team. Fast bowler Archer, 27, is set to play for England on Friday for the first time in almost 2 years. England will look to defend the 50-over World Cup and regain the Ashes. The series is rescheduled from 2020 when England left South Africa after a number of positive coronavirus tests. In order for it to be played, the inaugural season of the South Africa T20 League has taken an 8-day break and will recommence on February 2. England, world champions in both limited overs formats, will defend the 50-over title they won in 2019 in India in October and November. That's the sports news for now. A 65-year-old male is in police custody for the murder of his ex-partner in Guyana. More in this HGP TV report.
Hours after police listed him as the prime suspect in the murder of his ex-partner, Nazaleen Mohammed, and had issued a wanted bulletin, Dunarine Saw, called Boise, was found Wednesday morning at an abandoned house at Mahaika, East Coast Demerara, according to the police. Crime sleuths working on the case said that they were acting on a tip-off they received from members of the public, went to the Mahaika location, and arrested the wanted man. The battered body of Mohammed, a housewife, was found floating in a canal at Hope Lowlands Railway Embankment, East Coast Demerara, on Monday afternoon. Crime scene investigators reported that Mohammed's body was found facing upward with wounds to her head, ear, neck, and abdomen. The dead woman's brother had provided this piece of information to the police.
She live with, and nothing else. She was going to see in me both Saturday morning. You understand?
So she living with your children now?
No. She got one sickly daughter and she's children is then separate.
Oh, so she living with the sickly daughter?
Yeah, and I'm running my she take.
Oh, where he don't see?
Yeah, he just see Saturday morning, he can't and see.
So you don't know who would want to harm his sister? You don't know who
Then say how she's a friend of mine named Baiji, a man named Baiji. Huh? She says she's a friend of a man named Baiji, and that the man more the shit.
Reportedly, sometime on Monday morning, Mohammed's son received a call from her cell phone, and he heard a male voice whom he told police was the suspect. The man said that it would have appeared that his mom and the suspect had a bitter disagreement. At around 15 hours, Mohammed's neighbor, while walking along Hope Lowlands Railway Embankment, saw the woman's body in the canal. The suspect was on Wednesday taken back to the crime scene while police continued to question him.
The United States of America has granted Trinidad and Tobago a license to develop a gas field in Venezuelan waters. We get more details in this report.
What we began doing, Prime Minister Raul and myself, is going to Washington, D.C. now and speaking with the leadership. Yeah. We met with many congressmen and women, the leaders, the decision makers in Washington. Last year, we had meetings with President Biden, the Prime Minister, President Biden, Vice President Harris, etc., and continued meeting with decision makers in Washington because we believed in what we were saying. You would recall, for example, I had done an interview on CNN with Richard Quest. At the time, all of the naysayers were saying, well, what is he saying? It was a very clear message being sent. The government knows what it's doing. So the message is we have existing capacity at our plants, our infrastructure to produce ammonia and LNG, which are two products needed in the world. There's gas in Venezuela. You have crisis in Europe and in the region for need for these commodities. If we get access to the gas in Venezuela, we can produce these products here in Trinidad and Tobago.
Further afield, U.S. Customs and Border Protection agents are seeing an increase in boats full of migrants from Cuba and Haiti attempting to reach Florida. The rest of the details in this report.
A humanitarian crisis is unfolding off the coast of Florida as migrants from Cuba and Haiti take to the sea in an effort to reach the U.S. The U.S. Coast Guard intercepted this vessel with nearly 400 people from Haiti last weekend. Officials say more than 4,400 migrants have made their way to the U.S. by boat since August.
Have ID, a state ID, that'll be fine.
Their mission is to root out any kind of illegal activity off the Florida Keys. But agents with Customs and Border Protection's air and marine operations say more often than not, it's in plain sight.
There's been a pretty, I would call, substantial uptick in migration from Haiti and Cuba. It's been massive, I would say.
Massive.
Yeah.
Agent John Epoloni says it's not lost on him what they've risked to get here.
I have a 4-year-old son, and I saw, we interdicted a small vessel that had a child that was approximately my son's age, and he was terrified. And it was something that you know, I'll always remember. But again, we have a job to do.
Those stopped at sea are deported, so many jump in the water trying to reach the shore. But even if they touch land, there is no guarantee they'll be allowed to stay. Since last October, CBP's Miami sector has responded to more than 250 migrant landings, a 350% increase over the same time last year. The state of Florida has now deployed dozens of additional law enforcement officers and resources to the Keys, too. The boats that now litter the Keys, made of anything that might float, tell of the desperation. For Cubans, it's political persecution and a further crumbling economy. For Haitians, it's poverty, hunger, and gang violence. Adam Hoffner is Assistant Chief Patrol Agent for Border Patrol's Miami sector.
There are many hazards at sea on board one of these vessels. There's not even, seats for them to sit in. They don't have any life preservers, things like that.
He says migrants arrive dehydrated and sunburned. At least 65 have died at sea since last August.
We'll be back to remind you of the headlines. This is GBN, a reminder of the headlines. Health Minister Jonathan Lecretch confirms investigations of allegations of negligence at the General Hospital. Labour Minister to intervene in cane co-workers' dispute. Government to rethink its original plan after admitting some funding may be lost for the Western Main Road project. And around the globe regionally, the U.S. grants Trinidad and Tobago license to develop gas field. Internationally, Florida sees alarming rise in boatloads of migrants. Plus in the sports news, Grenada Olympic Committee to host National Sports Awards ceremony on Saturday. I'm Kenroy Baptiste. That's GBN News. Thanks for joining us. Take care. Good night.